beginning, I think it was more of the heritage, but of course we were inspired by very many bands that we were listening to at that point. We started out as a youth band. This was my first band. I'd played guitar for half a year before we started Leprous. So we actually learned how to play music at the same time as we were evolving as a band, and of course it took many years before it was something you would listen to. But now on the latest 2 or 3 albums, we've become a lot more aware of trying to think new and try to find the best way to compose music. I think it's very typical when you start out, you're making guitar riffs and everything, and you're very, how do you say that? You own the guitar riff. You will never throw that away. I mean, so to begin with, whenever you had made anything, you had to keep it and you had to try to make something out of it. And I think that made us end up with a lot of songs that are pretty strangely built up in the way that, okay, suddenly you're doing this and then suddenly you're doing this. And since you're playing progressive music, that's like, it's cool and it's trying to, you know, be all over the place and to skip from this mood to this mood to this. And then, I mean, people might think that that's very like complex and very innovative, but actually, to be honest, it might actually just be that you're afraid to throw away something that you actually spend time doing. So our progression from them is actually, especially on the newest album, we actually made like 30 very basic sketches. And then we had this vote in the band that which sketches should we spend time on perfecting and make into a song.
Definitely more about the whole mood and the character. If it was, you know, cool riffs, but it didn't kind of make any sense mood-wise, we ended up like, we don't think this is good enough.
Actually, I think the coolest guitar riff we didn't use because it didn't fit into anything. We tried a lot of times, but this doesn't work anywhere. It's just a riff on its own, but it didn't fit with anything else.
99% of our audience, they are really listening very actively. They're really checking out what's going on, and personally, I really like that. I played a lot of, you know, freelance gigs in Norway where you play Final Countdown for drunk people, and they don't. If I do the coolest drum fill in the world, I don't get any response, you know, because they're only drunk. So, but if I do it on a Leprous concert, I can see someone, whoa, and that's very cool.
We actually in Greece we had one. Actually, one of the few girls that actually were standing doing all the drum fills while he was playing them.
Sometimes I had to double check with her actually if I did the fill on the right way, but actually I think this is kind of the same for a lot of progressive bands, that they have the audience that really cares about what's coming out of the PA.
And especially when it's a lot of technical things. I mean, even though we're not that into like showing off the technical things, but when we see people really looking at your guitar and really want to know, how are your settings on the amp, and oh, you're using the Black Star, oh cool. And always, I mean, that's very often also what they talk to you about after the show. Sometimes asking or sometimes telling me what I should do different. It's just, you know, that then they're listening and then you're really paying attention to the details. And since we spend a lot of time in the details, that's a rewarding thing about the prog fans.
What's up, freaks? You just saw another episode of Into the Machine with Leprous. Down below, we've got a link for you where you can buy the latest album, The Congregation. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to come back at you with another cool episode, this time with Haken. In the meantime, be sure and check out some of our other original series on Freaks TV. Subscribe, hit us up with your comments, let us know if you like the show, give us a like, share it with your friends. See you next time. Freaks out.